Alright, so here let's go ahead and check out the black iPhone 16 Plus. Now, of course, in the previous video, we unboxed the white one, so let's also compare those two. But let's go ahead and get right into this. There we go. Okay, very nice. It's not a deep black, like deep black. It's definitely like a dark gray, not in a bad way. Definitely the sides here are deep black and actually black. They don't have any blue tint to it or anything. They're actually black. Looks really nice. And of course, all these colors are gonna look a little kind of not the perfect color because these backs are frosted. So, ooh, look at that, no fingerprints. And my fingerprints are kind of oily right now. They're kind of sweaty from the heat outside here in Texas, but look at that, so nice. Okay, what else is in the box here? Just a USB-C to USB-C cable. Apple every year just keeps on taking everything out. At some point, we'll definitely get to no box in. Can't wait for that one. Here, two little pieces of paper explaining the phone or whatnot. That's it. No stickers, no SIM eject tool, no nothing, because there's no SIM slot here. So yeah, nothing noteworthy anymore or fun. That's the box. That is it. Let's move on to the fun part here, the actual phone itself. And look at that. It does look really nice. Immediately though, while no easy fingerprints on there, it's definitely going to be a little bit more smudgy than the white one we unboxed in the previous video, because after handling it the whole video, you literally cannot find a single smudge on this, while on the black one I can already see kind of like the slight changes in the kind of color, and you can kind of see it there as well. The color is no longer just black everywhere. There are some smudges in there, so keep that in mind. If you want to go naked with your phone and get no case, then definitely know that it's not going to look perfectly pretty all the time. You might have to wash it or something. Now let's go ahead and remove the screen film, which now kind of shows you where the action button is here now on the 16 models, which you can customize to do everything. Let's go ahead, remove that. Very nice. Put that over to one side and boot it up. Here, taking a closer look at the phone, we have the sleep and wake here on the right side. Let me get that closer. The new camera control button right here, which is nice and clicky. And then running over to the left side, volume buttons, and again, the action button, which you can customize to do anything. That's like button. Yeah, button. You can customize it to do anything you want. I usually do flashlight, but you can do really anything with that. And yeah, look how clean that looks. Here it is from the front in comparison to the white one right here. You can of course see here that the white one, you are gonna get that silver border, which for some might be distracting on the color that you get, because here, it basically looks all like screen, and since it all matches, it looks a little bit sleeker from the front when you're looking at it. And when you're setting it up here, I thought this was interesting. You got medium, large, and default for the size. Now this is the Plus variant, just like the white one. The rest ones we're gonna unbox are gonna be just normal. But yeah, even laying down there on the table, you can kind of see the differences with having that colored border versus not really having it. Definitely keep that in mind whenever you're watching movies or anything like that. Maybe it'll distract you. If not, if you personally actually like the difference in that contrast, then of course, you know, you got to go for one of the colored ones. Now, before I keep touching it too much, I'm just going to go ahead and apply a screen protector here, courtesy of our sponsor, which, you know, just to be able to handle these phones without scratching them, stack them and everything. There we go. And we got a screen protector here nicely installed. Perfect. Now while this sets up, let me get a word in from our sponsor for this video, ESR. Now here we have ESR's QI2 MagSafe battery pack. It's a 5000 milliamp hour battery pack with a kickstand. It's ultra compact, slim, and only 15.5 millimeters thick, which is 38% slimmer than competitors. The great thing here is that it comes in a bunch of different colors, but even better is that it has cool charging because it has NTC sensors and an AI algorithm inside that's constantly monitoring the temperature to keep the power bank below 99.14 degrees Fahrenheit, which is much less than the standard of 118.4 degrees Fahrenheit. So you know how you sometimes grab your power banks and they're super hot? Well, that's not happening here. This also does 15 watts of fast MagSafe charging for the iPhone, and it's powered by QI2. It'll charge an iPhone 15 Pro to 84% in only 2 hours and 25 minutes, while by comparison, a 7.5 watt power bank can charge it to only 77% in 3 hours. So this is significantly faster than others and also slimmer while also staying cooler. The kickstand on the back is actually also super sturdy. You can actually change the angle and keep it at that angle because of how sturdy it is, and that's probably one of my favorite features on this. So you can actually watch media or anything like that, or even prop it up to see the time and know that your phone's actually going to stay there, and it's actually going to stay on the MagSafe as well, because the magnets on this are incredibly powerful as well. Make sure to check these out in the links down below in the description, and thanks to ESR for sponsoring this video. Now, after setting up, of course, you're going to get here the little main menu. It's going to teach you about the new camera control button, emergency SOS being in here, and then, of course, the action button that we also have. But let's move on to one of the best parts here, showing you how it looks a slightly different angle here. You can already see some of the smudges. So definitely not a color I would go for. This would absolutely drive me nuts, because at least when they were glossy, you can wipe it down in a sec. This is not going to wipe down in a sec. You kind of got to really rub it and clean it off, or maybe use some water as well when it's really dirty. And so this is very minimal use, and you can compare it here to the white for yourself. You literally cannot see a single smudge on the white. It's impossible to see it. If they're there, that you just can't see them, so it's going to hide them forever. The worst smudges here is probably going to be this color out of all of the iPhone 16 lineup. Now, how does this look while texting here? Well, of course, understated. No one's going to know that you have the new 16 Plus, or which one you have at all, because it kind of just looks like any other black iPhone that's existed. So if you don't want to show off, if you don't want anyone to know what you have, this is probably the color to go for. As far as talking here on the phone, let's see how that looks. Again, this is the Plus variant, so it's going to look a little bit larger when I'm talking, and you can kind of see that there. Definitely understated. All you can really see is the little flash there, which might not be the biggest fan of just seeing only the flash as opposed to maybe just seeing the whole module and not the flash. I don't know. Look at that. Let me know what you think. That's interesting. But it feels nice in the hand. I like the kind of frosted finish that it has. It's definitely very nice. It just feels really nice in the hand, and I just really like it. Now, it is going to be a little slippery compared to maybe like a glossy back and stuff, so you might want a case or something like that, but it does feel and look very, very nice. Now, given that most of the time you're going to be turning the phone here to be taking photos with the camera control, that is how it's going to look. I do like the new kind of bar across, like, you know, horizontal here. I think it looks a little bit better. I actually do wish we didn't have the flash there. I'm not a fan of that dot just being there. Kind of sucks, kind of ruins the kind of clean vibe that it has going back there. But that's how it's going to look as you turn. It's definitely a little bit more on the gray side. You can see a gray shirt right here, gray right here. Black would be maybe this like control right here, just so you can see that. You can see it's a very big difference. If you want an all black phone, this is not it. If you want an all white phone, this is very close to that. And yeah, real quick, I have a couple of cases here from ESR just to show you all something here, just so you can kind of get an idea for how this phone's gonna look in a couple of cases. So here we have a black silicone. This is part of their Cloud series. And look at that, black on black. You can kind of get a vibe for how it is. There you go. This one has an opening here for that camera button, so you can just easily press it there. How about in a clear case, which is really something I don't recommend for black phones, because then you can see the smudges on the clear case because of the black phone. But regardless, let's go ahead and see that if you're interested. That's somewhat what it's going to look like, which is nice. I just don't like the reflection of clear on black. For me, it's just a no-go. And let's do a color here like pink, just to see if that could pull off. Definitely not as great as the actual white phone that we tried out last time. This just is not going to work with this. It's kind of what I was talking about. The black phone just doesn't go with as many cases as the white phone, because I mean, look at this. This just kind of goes. You can basically put any color on the white phone. But yeah, the black color is just not going to go with as many case colors as the white phone, because whenever you put a colored case, it's gonna be like, it just doesn't really match. But the white one is just going to match almost every color out there, or basically every color out there. I would say with the exception of maybe white on white. It works, but it's a little boring. White on black is kind of more fun. But something to keep in mind if you plan to do cases, mostly go here for the stealthy look, because the colorful look, while it works depending on the case and depending on the color, it's just not really the vibe for this phone. I think a frosted matte black case, something along those lines, is more, you know, kind of the color for this. I have something kind of here that doesn't really fit it, but just so you can see, this is kind of what I would go with, a frosted matte back that's kind of see-through, but still not clear or reflective. That would be kind of my look for this phone. And here it is with the screen on. We can go ahead and click the camera button right here. There we go. So yeah, you can actually zoom in right here and zoom out, and it's not working. What the heck? Oh, there we go. You can zoom in and drag across very nicely without having to move your fingers to the screen or anything. You can click, take pictures. Very, very nice. And it feels very nice. It feels very clicky. Let's go back to the home screen. You also have the action button up here, which they had on the Pro models before. That'll toggle the ringer switch by default, but you can change it. I have it as a flashlight, but you can use absolutely anything that you want with this little button. Very handy. I love that we're adding more buttons to things. It really makes things just a little bit easier than having to finagle through settings or anything like that. But yeah, this was the iPhone 16 Plus in the black color. A good choice if you want to go for very sleek, very understated, but given that it's not full deep black, I do feel like Apple missed an opportunity here, just because like full black is really what most of us want. I would feel like this is just too close to gray. We're like, nah, I'd rather just go maybe for one of the fun colors or just this white one right here. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next video here, which is the pink phone. And real quick, if you can, leave a like for this video because it would really help out the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.